Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to DAYZ. We're just on our way out of Elektrovolsk, as you'd expect. So, I've been working on a new pack of mods for DAYZ on console. These will work on the Xbox and the PlayStation, and I've got two test servers now. We have the PlayStation. Good evening, Crazy. Good evening, Claire. We've got two test servers, one for PlayStation and one for Xbox, which is pretty cool. If you fancy testing these mods out and helping me check that they're okay, just search on the community tab in DayZ for Scalespeeder Gaming, and the one you're after is the 1T tab for testing. Now, what these mods are designed to do, again, they're subtle mods. In fact, I tell you what, this is a really nice time of day, isn't it, on DayZ? The game looks amazing. And what I've gone for is a more a pack of changes that are kind of aiming towards a more PvP experience. Now, when you do play and come on and test, it's not PvP, it's just PvE, because we're just testing the servers out, just making sure everything works. That's the important thing. And what it is, there are first things first. So things should spawn in without any damage, with a bit of luck. That's the first thing. And I've gone for more weapons, but I've moved the weapons around a bit. So now what you should find is things like shotguns and shotgun ammo near the coast, so it should be easier to get kitted up with a simple gun first. And then the other thing I've done is I've added Mosins and SKSs to villages and towns. So again, you should be able to find a scoped weapon, a simple scoped weapon like an SKS. I say fairly easy. I haven't installed loads. And also then, if you go into the towns, you'll then have the opportunity to, if you visit police stations, fire stations, or hospitals or medical centres, you will find submachine guns. And all guns now, just like this IJ70, come equipped with magazines, and all magazines, when you find them, should be almost all the way full. So they'll be like 90 to 99% full. So that means the guns are ready to go. There's no mucking around trying to find magazines and ammo. Unfortunately, this doesn't work for the shotguns. Right, here we go. So there's a shotgun there, ready to go. Unfortunately, this doesn't work for shotguns, Mosins, or SKSs, because you have to load the ammo into them. But there is more ammo for those around. I've also taken the M4A1 and AK-74 variants, and I've made them military grade tier 1 and 2, so you'll be able to find them easier, and the ammo and the mags as well. So it's all about. Good evening, Garrett. Good evening, Ron. Yeah, so it's all about having easier access to weapons, having weapons that have magazines in already, and have magazines that are full of bullets already. So that if you're running a PvP server, people will find it easier to get tooled up. I've also done the other things, like I've increased the heli crashes to 10. I've made the C130 cargo plane one of the heli crashes. The Ada 4x4 spawns in with all its wheels on, spark plugs and fuel in the boot, just add water. All those sort of quality life things. There's more compasses, more nails, more duct tape, all that sort of stuff. So it's similar. Hello, Gian. You can live another day. It's similar to the Vanilla Plus mod I did, but with more standard weapons and the weapons in different places. I wanted to kind of encourage a play style that would make people sort of go into the towns and the cities to go to police stations and to go to hospitals and fire stations, you know, because, you know, there's a chance you'll pick up a submachine gun, get tooled up, and then you can push towards the military places. Also, what that would mean as well is you're not trying to push into military places with just a shotgun. You know, you can pick up a submachine gun. Now, the guns, as far as attachments go, the Mosins and, as I say, the SKSs spawn in. There's another shotgun there, you see, there's plenty of shotguns around. Spawn in with scopes on them already, that's cool. Just empty this. But the other guns just come with their random selection of attachments. You know, but they will definitely have a magazine on. That's virtually full of bullets. So for things like the AMP, the 45 and the MP5K, or whatever it's called, something like SG5K, isn't it, in the game? You know, you will have to go to military places to get the attachments. But chances are, if you visit a couple of, well, there's some ammo there, isn't it? 308. If you visit a couple of, you know, a hospital, and a police station and a fire station in a town, you know, you'll have at least one submachine gun with, you know, a couple of spare mags, and it's probably going to have a scope on it as well. So yeah, so that's the kind of idea behind this. Again, we're not pushing the central loot economy too hard. You know, it's, for me, these mods are all about keeping the DAYZ survival experience, you know, not making it too easy to survive. So look, I've got a submachine gun here. Should we have a bit of fun? Oh, select it. Get it up. Bugger off. What have I done? Have I just dropped my gun? What did I do with it? I just dropped it. Oops. Because the other cool thing is, even on a PvE server, when you've got more ready access to submachine guns and shotguns and ammunition, you're more likely to have a bit of fun, aren't you? And actually go around shooting people. Shooting zombies, sorry, not people. Though we did lose a bit of blood there. And the more practice you get with guns when you go to public servers or you go to PvE private servers, you know, you're just more familiar with reloading and all that good stuff. The Ass Monkey says, is there a mod for black market trade at PS4? Not yet. By the way, it's fresh data. Hello, Jonah the Gamer. Hello, Rowan. Yeah, so these mods aren't huge, it's just small things, but the main thing is that they will be... what's that there? Tomato seeds. I tell you what, we'll take them, because... could always grow some. So all I'm doing really is testing the stability of the mod. We're just running through the map, playing DAYZ. It'd be nice to find like an ADA 4x4 that was made up. It'd be lovely to find a helicopter crash that was the C130. But you know, you won't find any new buildings or anything like that. So we do need to make. Let's make some rags when we find some. Find some more clothes. So yeah, I hope everybody's had a good week. Garrett says, have you figured a way to spawn a battery into an optic that's attached to a fully decked out gun on spawn? No, not yet. I haven't figured out that. Huffle, it's hard to game. Have you tried the keyboard on PlayStation 4? I haven't, but I enabled support on my servers. So Shaggy said, how come PS4 has in-game player names and has had them a while, but Xbox does not? I don't know. I didn't know it did. But there we go. I mean, you have to remember that modding's only been around on Xbox and PlayStation for a number of weeks. A couple of weeks max, isn't it? And so, you know, we're just testing the waters at the moment. People are already spawning in different buildings, hangars, things from different maps, doing all sorts of crazy stuff. One of the coolest things, actually, I've seen someone do is spawn in wells. You know, the water pump. I thought that's quite a cool idea. You know, if somebody had a base, you could spawn in a well next to it so that they would have water supply. Spawning in cars with stuff in them, you know, that's fairly common now. Spawning in items, things like sea chests with stuff in them, that's doable. We generally have a little bit of trouble spawning in items to any custom location. It seems to be that they like, if you spawn something in, you really want to do it on something like this, on a road that's going to be relatively flat, with not many obstructions around. That seems to be the best way to do it. I've tried spawning in things like sea chests and helicopters and backpacks and cars onto the random spawn locations you get for people, and I just can't get it to work. So for example, here there's a little clinic down there, isn't there? So there should be some weapons down here, but there'll also be a few zombies, I'd imagine. Let's go and have a look. Let's see what we can find. And it's, you know, with this playtesting, that's what I say, you know, if you've got some spare time, if you wouldn't mind giving me a hand, because it's just all about stress testing the mods, just see if they keep going. Because what happens is, after a server's been through a number of cycles, you know, with people taking loot and loot spawning back in, sometimes it just stops and things stop spawning in and it breaks. There's quite a few zombies around here. There's one in here, isn't there? Probably behind this door. So we've got bandages. We'll take the bandages out of that. In fact, we'll do. Let's make some more rags. Jonah says, yeah, I put a well in my base. It's nice. I don't need to go to the city no more for water. Excellent. Garrett says, what's the name to search for a well? Oh, I don't know. Jonah says, I put a cow in my base. I have food for days. Jonah says, I'd like to use the menu when you move. You can put any weapon out when you move. Yes, absolutely you can. So there you go. We've got some 45 ACP. In fact, yeah, so that's for my gun. That's cool. Blood test kit. I don't think we need to do that. Here we go. So here's it. There's a SG5K. So if we just put that away, you can see that it's spawned in with, it's got some random stuff on it. It's got a scope, no battery in it, but it's got a magazine with 27 rounds in, which is pretty cool, isn't it? Codeine pills, bandage, one of those. So let's just do a little bit of inventory management here. Just combine some of these. Can we combine them? Maybe not. Okay, so we don't need that pistol. Let's throw away some of this stuff. What else have we got that we don't need? We haven't got a shotgun, have we? Let's get rid of the shotgun shells. 9x19mm. We'll hang on to that. What's that? 762x39. Get rid of that. We don't need loose shells. If we take that, we unpack that. And what we'll do. Just load up this mag. It's got a full mag in now. Let's put that away. We got any bullets for that one? What was in that one? 9x19. Oh, right, okay. And then let's. Okay, so there you go. So you can see items spawning in a medical centre. Because kind of my idea behind that was that the story behind it is that, you know, when the zombie outbreak hit Chernobyl, the firefighters, the doctors, and the police were issued with submachine guns to be able to protect themselves while they were, you know, trying to fight the virus, kind of thing. And that's why those guns are there. And then guns like the SKS and the Mosin, which are like old Soviet era weapons, maybe the general populace had them anyway, hidden away, or maybe they were issued to the populace to help them defend themselves, you know, old army surplus stuff. So yeah, interesting times. Jonah gives us the pump name in the chat, thank you very much. Garrett says, message me on Discord. Good evening, Chris, thanks for coming along. Just doing a little bit of testing of DAYZ mods. Just making sure everything runs smoothly. In fact, I think with this set of mods, there's less guns in than the last one. I didn't ramp up the assault rifles quite as much. I only doubled the assault rifles. I think at the last one I tripled it. Won't be streaming for too long tonight, just want to get my character on their way. most of the helicopter crashes are in the northwest side of the map, and I'm in the southeast, so there's a long, long way to go. But you never know, I guess if I found a car... So, we've got another... There's a couple of military tents here. Probably a few military zombies as well. So this probably would be a tier 1 military site. So you wouldn't expect to find AKs or M4s here. Let's see what we can find. Smoke grenade. 20 round mag C mag. What's that for? Oh, it's a coupled standard magazine. Gosh, they're cool there. Some gloves, we need those. Combat knife. I'll take that. You can never have too many knives. Might as well see off a few of these zombies, because they could... Hunter boots. What boots have we got on? Workman's boots. Let's get rid of those. Let's put them on. Another coupled magazine. Smoke grenade. There's an FX45 with magazine with 13 bullets in. You know, it's pretty cool. It used to be really frustrating, wouldn't it? You'd pick up a pistol, and it wouldn't have a magazine, and you've got to find a magazine. You'd always have the magazine for the wrong pistol, all that sort of stuff. So, oh, this guy's got a nice bag, hasn't he? Although I am kind of a rescue worker, so I'm not going to take a black bag. So let's have a look at the map. So we go to Staroy, or we can go to Mogilevka. I think we're going to go to Mogilevka, because that's kind of the direction we want to be going in. Right, let's go. I quite like this desaturated look. So a quick look at my inventory. Okay, so we've got food, we've got water, we've got bandages, we've got spare shoes. Yeah, we're good. We're good. Got over here. Another dam. Yeah, because there's kind of... I've put a bit of thought into, you know, what... We've got the big reset coming up at the end of this month for the Scalespeeder gaming servers. You know, when we blank everything and start again, and this would be the time when I would apply the mods, you know, really for the next sort of 3-month run. And it is kind of thinking about what do I want, and what do my members want, you know, from a DAYZ experience. You know, do we want to spawn in loads of different buildings and things that, you know, at the cost of making the game chug a little bit, or maybe be a little bit unstable? do we want lots of guns and things like that? How much of the DAYZ survival experience do you want to get rid of, you know, by making the game easier? That sort of thing. These are interesting questions. I think... Oh, hello, mushroom. I love that. I think probably what we're going to do is I will apply some minimal mods. It's quality of life stuff. You know, a few more guns, a few more heli crashes, more duct tape, more nails, that sort of stuff. Things that stop the game from being annoying. But I really want to keep. I enjoy that desperate feeling you get. You know, when you're in fresh spawn and you've got that first hour. If you can get through that first hour and get some food, get some drink, get a weapon, that sort of thing. Get a foothold, maybe kill your first chicken or your first pig, cook some food, you know, and then all of a sudden the game opens up to you. I really enjoy that. And then the exploration of going inland. I think that's probably what we'll do. And I think what I'll do is we'll keep that vanilla plus feeling to the game. And then I'll use the test servers for different experiences. You know, so say an experience with loads of bears on, loads of wolves, loads of wildlife. You know, like a hunter's special, or maybe one where we'll ramp up the zombies through the roof. You know, so there'll be hundreds of zombies around, maybe that sort of thing. But we'll see. I mean, a really nice thing would be if Nitrado came up with, who run the private servers on console, if they came up with a nice dashboard where you could just flick switches, you know, for more zombies, less zombies, more wolves, that sort of stuff, instead of us having to go into the mod file, the XML files, where there is so much opportunity to get things wrong. It's looking particularly nice, the game today. I think they've changed something. I always thought that the game actually looked better, especially the player model looked better on Xbox, but it looks like the PlayStation's kind of caught up. Talking of catching up, let's catch up with the chat. Everybody talk amongst themselves, enjoy yourselves. So we're heading towards Mogilevka. And then we can really start pushing towards the northwest. Probably got some zombies here. Should we give the SG5K a go? So there's probably more. Right, actually, there's quite a few zombies here. So maybe don't want to get into a firefight. Did we pick up a pistol? No, we didn't. No point in having a chest holder without a pistol, eh? I don't know why I bother searching these buildings, because half the time they don't have anything in them at all. Farewell, zombies. Oh, car radiator. Lovely. Babbling brook. Okay, straight on. Still a stunning game, isn't it, DAYZ? I think. Stunning achievement. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. They just need to up the frame rate that little bit, don't they? It's a little bit when you're playing first person. So the plan with the mod is to have people play with it over the weekend, and if it's apparent that it seems to be pretty stable, I'll officially release it probably Sunday night or Monday. You know, just with another video kind of explaining what it is and showing people how to install it. And again, it's really for people who haven't got the time to play around the XML files, or who want to haven't got the confidence to, or you know, just can't be bothered. You know, you can just download these, upload them to your Nitrado custom private server, and have a slightly tweaked DAYZ experience. Slightly tweaked. Okay, looks like we're coming into town. Actually, we haven't had a town sign, so this probably isn't Mogilevka. Only one other person on the server at the moment. Bit trapped. Onward. Alright. What's been going on in the chat then? Oh wow. Chris Nogan, looking for a server. Do you have one for PlayStation 4? Yes, Chris. I am playing. If you fancy doing some playtesting, you can find this one. Just look for Scalespeeder Gaming. Look for the 1T version. Password is Bradman with a capital B. This is a P versus E server. We're just testing it out. There's more weapons at the coast. There's submachine guns in hospitals, police stations and fire stations. There's AKs and M4s at tier 1 and tier 2 military sites. More heli crashes. Guns, well, everything should spawn in pristine. Guns spawn with magazines, and magazines spawn virtually full of bullets. Jonah says, I test my server, RAM still on the low RAM. I love the way I put the mod. My server not past 4,000 on the RAM. Very good. The cars move better, you take a lot of items from the type mix amount. I drive the coast in 5 minutes, no lag. I lag for 2 seconds, still good. Yeah, that's a good point actually. That's a very good point, that mods don't just have to be about putting stuff back into the game or putting more stuff into the game. They can be about pulling stuff out to make it, as Jonas says there, you know, run better for when you're driving cars. You don't really need all these different types of clothing and things like that. Half the time you only ever use them for rags anyway, don't you? If you didn't already, if the cars in DayZ are basically death traps. There's so much lag when you're driving a car as the game's loading in that every now and again the screen goes black, you lose control, and the car will smash into a tree, probably killing you and damaging the car. And it's normally when you've got a load of loot in the back of the car as well, which you then can't get out, or you know you've got nowhere to take it because you're in the middle of a forest somewhere. Right, looks like we're almost there. Probably going to call it an evening when we get to this point. It's been a long day. So if I got a battery I can put in this thing. Yeah. Use a battery, doesn't it? Really, that scope. One of the big problems when you're playtesting is that often you're thinking, oh, is this building normally this empty? You know? You should normally find stuff in there. Don't need another steak knife. So this is probably a good place to stop actually, because we're right by the crossroads, so when I spawn in I'll be able to know exactly where we are. Let's just go up on this hill, just have a quick look around. Let's take in the scenery. The game is looking particularly beautiful today. Very nice. Right, well we'll call it a night for night. Thank you everybody for coming along for the stream. Really appreciate the support. It's nice to have people around. And as I say, if you want to help with the playtesting, Jonas says they've got coronavirus in New York. Don't worry, my friend, it's going to be fine. Just search for Scalespeeder Gaming. Go into the 1T. Go into the 1T server. Password is Bradman with capital B, Bradman, and just play. You know, as I say, you're looking for specifically C130 heli crashes would be cool. It's PvE. Don't shoot anybody. We're all there just to have a bit of fun and test the server. Anyway, that's enough from me. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all again soon. Good night.